For over 100 years now, a little train has been a lifeline, a symbol of romance, and an eternal source of inspiration for thousands of travellers from around the world. The Nilgiri Mountain Railway is one of the last bastions of the glorious steam era in India. In its quest to conquer the towering Nilgiri hills, the train climbs up through 16 tunnels across 250 bridges, gushing waters, lush forests, plantations, great valleys, and quaint little stations to reach Udagamandalam at an altitude of 2,200 meters. This journey of 46 kilometers takes over 4 hours to complete. Whistling its way out of Mettupalayam early in the morning, the Nilgiri passenger crosses the Bhavani River, leaving behind the arid plains, to steam through tropical groves of palm trees and lush bamboos and reach its first stop on the foothills of the Nilgiris, Kallar. Kallar was the destination for the train in the last century before the line was built up to Coonoor. As we move out of Kallar, the surroundings dramatically change to lush forests on all sides, transporting the travellers to a different world altogether. From here, we start our climb up the hills, negotiating tight curves and gradients of 1 in 12, making this the steepest in Asia. The first tunnel, followed by the picturesque Adderley Bridge with the roaring waters of Kallar River, sets the stage for the enchanting journey ahead. The Adderley Bridge is truly a work of art, with its tall stone piers and masonry arches. Travelling today in the comforts of the train, it is not possible to appreciate the challenges of building this amazing railway more than 100 years ago. The idea of a railway line between Mettupalayam and Coonoor was first mooted in 1854, and later a Swiss engineer, Niklaus Riggenbach, offered to construct the Nilgiri railway using the Ricky rack system, which he had invented. The final rack system was an improvised version developed by Roman Ab. On 3rd August 1891, Beilby Lawley, 3rd Baron Wenlock, the then governor of Madras Presidency, cut the first sod of the line. The construction of this railway line was acknowledged as one of the most difficult in India. In an era when modern construction aids were unheard of, the entire railroad and supporting infrastructure were created by the hands of the locals. The first train between Mettupalayam and Coonoor was operated on 15th of June 1899, pushed by 082 type steam engines built by Bayer Peacock and Company. These were subsequently replaced with X-class engines built by Swiss Locomotive and Machine Works. Later, they were converted to oil-fired engines, and in recent times, the Golden Rock Loco Workshop in Tiruchirappalli built them indigenously. Taking in the spectacular views, we now cross Tunnel 2 to reach our next watering point, a delightful place for the tourists as the view here is splendid, and the next tunnel is just ahead, providing great photo opportunities. Setting off at a crawl, the little train crosses 2 more tunnels before passing under a large overhanging rock, a sight normally missed by the tourists. The bridges and tunnels in the line are engineering marvels, and this stretch, with 3 more tunnels and precariously located bridges, is one of the most impressive. Hillgrove Station, at an altitude of 1091 meters in the middle of thick forests, is a very beautiful location, and the time spent here will linger in the minds for long. A cogwheel used in the Nilgiri railway is displayed at Hillgrove Station. This system on the engine is a very important mechanism, as negotiating the steep inclines and the curves could be quite dangerous. A train standing on this section with brakes on could slide down the track, and hence the rack and pinion system was adopted. The little train has been steadily crossing through lush forests which form part of the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, covering an area of 5,500 square kilometers, and is home to innumerable species of animals, birds, reptiles, insects and fungi. Many incidents of wildlife blocking the track have been reported in the past. As we continue the journey at a leisurely pace, taking in the ever-changing scenery, the mesmerizing experience and the cool weather makes you forget the scorching plains. Crossing Tunnel 12 signals the end of wilderness, and we reach the Runnymede Station at an altitude of 1,406 meters and situated in the middle of sprawling tea estates. Filling up water for the last time at Runnymede, the little train is pushed up tirelessly to cross a beautiful bridge and disappear into Tunnel 13. From here, a stiff climb ensues to reach Coonoor at an altitude of 1,712 meters. Creeping around a curve, we travel past huge conifer trees adjoining the track to enter the Victorian-era station of Coonoor. Coonoor was the destination for the Nilgiri Mountain Railway until the line was extended up to Udagamandalam in 1921. Coonoor continues to inspire, ignite passions and bring back subtle memories of the British era in India. Coonoor is fairly a busy station with 8 trains coming in and going out every day. The adjacent loco shed is very old and has more than 40 people working to keep the engines running in their past glory. This steam loco, mounted outside the Coonoor station, was built in 1922 by Swiss Locomotive and Machine Works and has logged 750,000 kilometers during its 75 years of breathless service. At Coonoor, the steam run ends and engines powered by biodiesel take over. The station is located in a way that trains proceeding to Udagamandalam have to back up and race up the adjacent track, an exciting sight to watch. The next stop, Wellington, at an altitude of 1,769 meters, is a cantonment town and is the regimental centre for the Madras Regiment of the Indian Army. After crossing this sleepy and beautiful little station, we come over the Wellington Bridge, one of the tallest in this line, and situated right in the middle of a U-turn. Aravangarh at an elevation of 1,873 meters is our next stop. This station continues to be the only crossing station in the line. Winding through tall eucalyptus trees, we now enter Katy. The Katy Valley is one of the largest valleys in the world and extends from the plains of Coimbatore to the Mysore Plateau. Climbing past this picturesque valley, we reach higher elevations with wonderful wide-open views, grassy hills, rocky terrain to enter Tunnel 14 and reach another romantic place, Lovedale, a quiet little village located away from the busy roads. Crossing a beautiful road bridge followed by Tunnel 15, we go through plantations and speed past the now closed Fernhill Station, the highest point in the line. The train passes just below the Fernhill Palace and through the 137-meter-long Tunnel 16, the longest in the route to reach Udagamandalam. Udagamandalam or Ooty was discovered in the year 1819 by John Sullivan, the then collector of Coimbatore. Picture-perfect Ooty remains the land of downs, lakes, forests, fields, gardens, and of course, tea estates. In the year 2005, UNESCO inscribed the Nilgiri Mountain Railway as a World Heritage Site as part of Mountain Railways of India.
It's my first trip to India. I came to Bangalore and I went to Mysore and then I came here to Ooty and it was very beautiful, and I met some other travelers who told me about the railroad and it got me interested. You know, I've seen it on the internet, I've seen the pictures, so I'm really looking forward to seeing the landscape and the bridges and the tunnels. So it's mostly that. So it's a good way to combining sightseeing and transportation because I'm going south either way. So it's a good way to combine the two.
On the return journey, the scenery seems to awaken fresh interest, as if you have never before seen it on the way up. The panorama unfolded by nature in this amphitheatre called Nilgiris is one that will leave a lasting impression of beauty forever in your mind.
I studied in St. Joseph's College in Kulu. For that, I had to walk across a bridge. So every day from the hilltop house, I used to see the trains passing by, and even where the train is not visible, the clouds of smoke used to come into our garden, coal dust and smoke, and trains used to give long steam whistles while passing through. And it was a very nice experience to see these trains going up and down. And there used to be plenty of trains, including goods trains.
This is our first trip to the southern India, and we've come to experience the Nilgiri railway system, and which we do travel quite a lot and quite enjoy experiencing old steam trains and the railways that are still in existence. And we think it's important to keep these things, this heritage train, railways running, and really just to come to experience Kuna to Ooty and the wonderful scenery that we've been told.
She would take the train to school, and I just traveled in the train with my family 10 years ago, and this is her first time.
First time on the train, we used to come up by car from Vellore, but I'm just so thrilled to have a chance to ride the train.
As the train comes down to Metropolitan, we get the feeling of leaving a land of dreams behind to enter a world of reality. But this remarkable experience will never die in our memories as we continue our long journey of life, passing down a glorious heritage for generations to come. Watching the engine perform the shunting for the next day's train against the setting sun, and the glorious silhouette of the continuous chain of the Nilgiri hills, we long to stay back and take the journey again and again.